Now, one of the big things that people talk about, we're going to talk about location, and we are just on the eastern shores of Lake Ray Hubbard. And I-30 right here, as you can see, which is kind of why I wanted to make sure we talked about the commute factors and construction and all the trucks that happen to be on these roads out here in the city of Rockwall. First up, we do kind of have a population of over 56,000 people right now. That's as of 2025. Back in 2020, in our last census, the population was just over 47,000. And right now they're kind of experiencing just over about a 3% growth rate. So there is tons of new construction. It is continuing to grow. Lots more new developments are coming and lots of opportunities to get into new construction, but also into some very well established neighborhoods. The size of Rockwall is around just over 28 square miles. And as you can see from the map, it kind of is all over. We do border, again, the lake. We are near the city of Heath, not too far away from the cities of Forney. And also if you're gonna head further east, then you're gonna get into cities like Fate and Royce City, where also more new construction is happening. Now, if you really are looking for the type of a city that has a little bit more character, has a little bit more going on, and again, you love the lake life, this could be a really good one. There's lots of things going on, lots of different areas to hang out, a great old town area, the harbor. So just kind of really making you feel that you have a little bit more of that lake life, kind of what I used to think when we would head out to the beach and you wanted to spend your nights out on the water. There's some fantastic areas to do that here in Rockwall, and we will kind of go and show you that too. But of course, which is what we kind of talk about all the time, right now I will say it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And as you can see with the construction, they're building this other bridge down across the lake. All these trucks, it's kind of like you're one way in and one way out of Rockwall. Not really. Yes, you can go further down. You can go up a little bit north and over and around on the northern part of the lake to get out of Rockwall, but lots of construction happening. So I will say, way this can get backed up, if there is any sort of an accident that happens here on this bridge, it's going to really add to that commute time that you might need to be avoiding if you are actually having to commute into work on a regular basis, especially if you are looking at maybe an 8 to 5 type of a commute, because you're already seeing this much traffic at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the week. So just kind of wanting to throw that out there, but the views are amazing. And if you maybe only had to commute once in a while, or you did have some alternate routes, maybe you are in sales and you have different areas that you can go to, I mean, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But for affordability factors and opportunities for new construction and the things that you can get out here, a lot of people absolutely love Rockwall, which is why people kind of put that on their radar if they're looking to move to this type of an area. So if you have any questions at all, as always, reach out to me, kind of give me your ins and outs of what it is that you're looking for, and maybe let's explore if Rockwall could be the perfect fit for you. But again, welcome to construction here in the Dallas Metroplex. And out here, obviously we are expanding these roadways, so maybe someday it's not going to be quite so bad. But you know, when you only really have one way across a lake to get to where you need to go, it could put a little bit of a damper on things. So just kind of like my 2 cents for those who might need to kind of use these roadways on a regular basis. So my big thing here is being out on the lake and being able to have so many of these things and areas that you can hang out on the lake, and you love that type of environment and opportunity, and you love all those things to do. Growing up, we spent our weekends out on the lake, even though that was definitely a much bigger adventure for us to do, but that's just kind of what we did, and we had it down to a science. So maybe having your lake right in your backyard might help you to be able to use it a little bit more often. So if you want to go paddleboarding, if you want to go boating, if you want to maybe, you know, get out there in your giant unicorn floaties and float along on the lake with your friends, you can do that too. But tons of sailboats and tons of areas to come and hang out here on this gorgeous lake. now that we are finally across it. So let's go explore a little bit more of Rockwall, and we would love to hear your comments down below on your opinion, if you have ever been here before, and what you might consider to be the perfect spot for you if you are making that move here to the Dallas Metroplex. So let's go show you around and see what you think about the rest of the city of Rockwall, Texas. So I'm out here in the harbor here in Rockwall, and as you can see, there is a Hilton overlooking this gorgeous lake, and the I-30 is going to take you straight across, and you can do whatever you want out here on the lake. You have this cute little lighthouse, which it's really known for out here. There are apartments down along the lake, some neighborhoods. As we kind of go through Rockwall, we'll show you. But just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what is going on out here in the harbor. So it doesn't matter the time of year. I swear, I feel like I always see people out here, no matter when, just because some people want to hop on their boat and come down here for lunch or for dinner and be able to overlook this gorgeous lake out here. Now, I will say, because the I-30 is right there and all of the traffic that they have out here, I feel like you can always hear it. So a little bit of traffic noise, but if you want somewhere to go be able to dock your boat, there's a great splash pad, especially in the summertime, for the kids to go and hang out outside while you're eating lunch. When it's super hot out, hop on your swimsuit. A lot of the restaurants will say shoes, shirts, you have to have it all. When you come in, it's not like being at the beach where you can walk in with sandy feet and go in and grab lunch. But this is just really what the harbor is known for. And being able to, rent a room out here in the hotel and have these great views, some beautiful sunsets that you'll find out here in the harbor too. But you're going to find a lot of people out here just sitting and watching the view, coming out here for a walk, lots of grass area for even some picnics, but plenty of restaurants and things to do out here. And this place will totally be hopping during the summertime. There's going to be concerts and all kinds of things happening out here, but a great place to just come in and grab a quick lunch. Something to do in the summertime, especially with your kids. If you have a boat dock anywhere here along the lake, you can come out here to the harbor in Rockwall and just enjoy a gorgeous day out on the water. So many things to do out here. So many people are always out here, but a lot of these restaurants have outdoor patios sitting, so you can just enjoy the weather and enjoy the views, as long as you don't mind a little bit of the traffic noise. Not sure if you can totally hear that, but I personally feel like it's a little on the noisy side. And in fact, must be springtime, because these birds are absolutely going ballistic out here. So not quite sure if you can hear that as well, but it is super loud. So I guess those are some of the things that you might have to deal with if you are spending the day out here. So we're going to drive you through the community called the Shores, right out here on the north part of Rockwall. And the community is all along the shores of Lake Ray Hubbard. Now, this is one of the probably premier lakeside communities here in the city of Rockwall, and it's just going to give you everything that you might be looking for in terms of luxury, things to do, and fantastic outdoor areas. It is probably ranked as one of the top neighborhoods in all of Rockwall, just because of the amenities, the location, the golf course, lake life, and everything else in between. So it not only has these gorgeous views, but residents out here just gives you a really great quality of life. As you can see, everybody's driving their golf carts around through this community. It is not gated or anything, but it does not mean that there is not tons that you can have an opportunity to enjoy out here in this community. And it honestly is just all about lifestyle. Now, this area of Rockwall, these homes out here that are for sale, you can get homes from the mid $500,000 range, but there is probably one of the top luxury homes in all of Rockwall, over 6,000 square feet, currently listed at about $2.5 million. Gorgeous pool, a boat dock out there, and just the views are exactly where it's at out here in the community of the Shores. Now, the community of the Shores is actually not that large of a master plan community. It only has around 336 homes out here. There's actually one empty lot still available, obviously not currently for sale, but for somebody who is ready to build on it when they're ready. And this community out here happened in 3 different phases. Now, the Shores is going to sit right there, like I said, on the edge of Lake Ray Hubbard, and also backs up to the Rockwall Athletic Club as well. So if you love golf, if you love tennis, pickleball, swimming, you're gonna have all of that out here in this community. Now, as you can see with a lot of these homes right here, a lot of them, as I come around to kind of show you better, there's tons of homes that are going to back up to the lake, but as you can see with a few of these hills and different things out here, they've set these homes up, so even if you're across the street and you don't have the backyard views of the lake, you still have some fantastic views in your home. Now, homes out here are going to be zoned for Rockwall ISD, of course. Rockwall High School is not too far away. It does get really great ratings as we kind of go through, and we'll show you a little bit of that high school. It's a great high school out here, which is another reason why people are moving to the city of Rockwall, because of schools. So if you don't necessarily need new construction, but you're hoping for something that has a little bit better of a location and has all of these amenities, and right here next to the golf course, because maybe you need to get out and play golf every day like some people that I know, this is another reason why people like this particular community. It's very well established. It's been here since the late 70s to I think about 2010 is when it was built, but you can find homes, even entry-level homes, closer around the 1,700 square foot, and then, like I said, a handful that are even upwards of the 6,000 square foot range. And some, obviously, just your little smaller neighborhood size lot, not much space. But when you're going to back up to the golf course or back up to the lake, you can have lots over a half an acre even out here in this community. So the Shores is definitely one of my favorites that I certainly wanted to highlight because of the, you get the established neighborhoods, so you're going to get all of these nice sized trees and just very welcoming community. Heard great things about it from people who have lived here, a couple of agent friends who work out here as well. So if something like this is what you're looking for and you want a fantastic location, reach out. Let me help you find the perfect spot. Let's go tour some of these great properties, because you can get much better deals out here in Rockwall than you can in a lot of the other more popular areas here in Dallas-Fort Worth, but also we have great schools and great opportunities to grow out in this area as well. Of course, the thing that people talk about the most out here in Rockwall is lake life. Well, not everybody has a boat and everybody wants to jump out on the lake. Well, there are a ton of fantastic parks all throughout the city of Rockwall as well. And the park at Emerald Bay is one of them. We have this great fishing pond, lots of park space. It's by the Shores community, close to the lake, of course, but lots of trails. So everybody's out here having a great time playing in the park. People are out running the trails. People are over fishing, but just a great area to come and be outside. The flowers are in bloom, everything is green, and it is an absolute beautiful area. But you're gonna get a lot of that here in Rockwall, all about nature, I feel, and lots of things to do out here. Everything from their old town to the little downtown area, and all of the shopping that you really kind of need on an everyday basis, and then some. Lots of things to come. We'll highlight some of that as we go along, but wanted to kind of come walk you through this particular area just because one of my favorite areas out here, tons of green space, everybody's out playing, and school is out, and what could be better than just getting out and being in a gorgeous area, a gorgeous park with lots and lots to do. Okay, so I am out here showing houses in Chandler's Landing in the city of Rockwall, and it is definitely a very unique community and probably one of my favorites. Now, thinking back to when homes were built back in the 1970s, a lot of them just really show that character from back then, but it has kind of spanned over multiple decades as they have built out here. So not a lot of these houses really have huge yards, but there is quite a bit of green space, but it is honestly known for the views out here. As you can see, the deck out on this house overlooking so much of Lake Ray Hubbard is absolutely stunning. So to be out here when the sunsets hit would just be awesome. So I don't know, I love sunsets and I love sunrise, but sunsets, being able to sit on your deck is just one of my favorite things. So here in like this particular house, which is a lot of these custom houses here in Chandler's Landing, we don't really have basements in Texas, but because of the rolling hills and things that you have out here in Rockwall, it's going to give you multiple levels. So, I mean, this house is a little bit funky. We'll see what my clients think, but multiple decks out here. So you just have these views kind of depending on where you're at. We're on the top level and you can see so much of the lake and all of the little inlets and stuff that you have out here. But of course, yeah, you can see the 30 freeway going across the lake, but you know, you can barely even hear it, and it's just a super peaceful community. We're going to drive you through it so you can see it as well. Tons of amenities and just a lot of really cute, unique houses out here, and you know, could be the right fit for you, but some really good price points out here. The location is fantastic. And if you just really want something that's unique, Chandler's Landing is one of our favorites, and it is a very well established neighborhood out here in the city of Rockwall, Texas. So we're gonna go through and show you more of this great community and a lot more of what Rockwall has to offer as well. So because of a lot of the ages of the houses out here in Chandler's Landing and because of the location, this is not typical for what you see here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have people coming from all over the country, Oregon, Seattle, the Northeast, and this definitely seems a little bit more common, more, people love the feel of it out here, especially with these lake views. So because of the fact that this community is right here on the shores of Lake Ray Hubbard, it just really gives it a different type of a feel out here. It just is a little bit more of that small community feel. It is guarded and gated, so not just anybody is getting in here unless you know somebody or there's some sort of an event going on, because they do check your IDs at the gate. But most of these homes, again, are custom. There's actually a handful of lots throughout this neighborhood that are for sale as well. So still opportunities down the line to be able to build some other lots that aren't even listed for sale. So if that's something that you're even thinking of down the line, there are options. But there's certainly multiple homes for sale in this community. As you can see, tons and tons of trees, the winding streets all throughout. We do have a lot of these little speed bumps in here to make sure that we keep traffic down, but not sure if you can see through here, the trails that wind all the way through a lot of these trees, with parks out there and bridges, basketball courts. Just, you don't get that in so many of these other areas in a community kind of like this, because it is super unique. Now, this community does have over 800 homes, and again, as we're driving through here, and you can see not a lot of them have a ton of yards. There's our yard space. If you get to some of the properties that are closer to the lake, maybe even on the lake, you're going to see much larger yards. But you're going to move in here for the amenities. You're going to move in here for the sense of community and just like the uniqueness of a lot of the houses that are in here. A lot of the homes in here do seem like a lot of standard brick Texas type houses, but you know, we do have a lot of those back in the 70s, and when they're built up on a hill, we have multiple levels like that one that I was walking through. But here in Texas, you might get a 2-story house or something, but you certainly do not get basement level homes. In most of the areas here in Texas, basements aren't super common, but when you're going to have these rolling hills, might kind of be built into the hill to give you more of that basement feel in some of the houses that they have in here, because as you can see as I'm driving through here, there are a lot of hills all through here. So technically it'd be a really good workout if you went for your morning walk with your kids and your dogs. I can't imagine my kids when they were little learning how to ride a bike. This probably wasn't the easiest neighborhood to be able to do that in, but there's certainly some areas you could go down over by, like the amenities with the pools and the tennis courts and things, and teach them in the parking lot, I guess. But overall, not tons of areas to be able to do that with your little ones, but certainly a lot of really great areas. But the other thing with this particular neighborhood is there's a lot of little cul-de-sacs in here. There's a lot of like little horseshoe areas where the homes are on. So you are not seeing tons of just like houses right here on the main road. Of course, yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of them, but there's certainly a lot of these areas where kind of tucked in, where you're not going to really have any of that traffic, because mostly you're not going to get a ton of traffic in this neighborhood anyway, except for the people that live here. I will also say it is very much a golf cart community. There you can see a whole bunch of golf carts lined up right there at that house, but I've seen so many golf carts driving through here, and it's not even a golf course community, but just because of the close-knit factor of this particular neighborhood, tons and tons of golf carts driving around through here. Because if you're just going to be popping over to see your friends and your kids are in a guarded and gated community, I mean, why not? My kids would have loved to have had a golf cart growing up, but we did not. We actually probably should have in our last house. So another just super cute neighborhood, and if you have any more questions about this, feel free to reach out and let me know how I can help. Another great community here in the city of Rockwall is called Buffalo Creek, and this is where we have the golf course and country club out here, and this is probably another great established neighborhood here in this area, mainly because of the wide open streets, lots of green spaces, and you're going to find a lot of these houses have some bigger lots. Of course, because it's a golf course community, you're going to have a lot of houses that are actually going to back up to the golf course. There are a lot of dead-end streets, so cul-de-sacs, so kind of private. And it is a very large community, but it also has a ton of amenities. We have tons of parks, tons of green spaces, multiple pools, multiple tennis courts, barbecue areas, picnic areas. But as you can see, even just driving down this main road, the streets are nice and wide with these sidewalks, and just being able to get out and enjoy the outdoors. One of my favorite things to do, I know I talk about it all the time, but I think especially if you're moving somewhere where you want that community feel, you want somewhere that you can get outdoors and walk your dogs, ride bikes with your kids. And we don't have all of the hills like a lot of the other neighborhoods have. Some of them here in Rockwall up against the lake. Even though you want to get up a little bit higher, you can be over to the lake in 10 minutes to spend a day on the lake, which is super nice. But as you can see with the lakes and the green spaces and all of the trees throughout this golf course, it is a super popular one over here in the city of Rockwall. And it just, of course, everything's surrounded by this beautiful golf course and country club that we have out here. They also have a lot of neighborhood events out here. They even have an opportunity if you enjoy volunteering. The community puts on a lot of volunteering events out here too. They do also have an 18-hole disc golf out here, so I know that's another fun thing that I've found quite a few areas that do that here in Texas, a lot of neighborhoods and things that do that, so you can get out and get your steps in by playing a little bit of frisbee golf as well. But I just wanted to kind of drive through these neighborhoods and show you what it looks like to live in here. Certainly another area where you're going to want to have a golf cart. I'm kind of like, if you have a nice quiet little community where you can have a golf cart to drive your kids around, drop off at their friends, it just makes life so much easier. My kids liked it when they weren't 16 yet and didn't have a driver's license, but they could drive the golf cart around the neighborhood. So always a little bonus for those that are trying to grow up too fast, because I know I had a couple of those. And it kind of stinks when all of a sudden they are a little too grown up. But anyway, a beautiful community out here, price points of homes. You can find some of these bigger homes because of the location. I think that's another thing I like about Rockwall, under $1 million, but you can have these larger estates out here and just some beautiful homes. but price points, a lot of homes in this area, $500,000 to $700,000. And yes, they are more established out here, so the homes are not brand new construction, but you can certainly get a lot of new construction here in Rockwall as well. So any questions, reach out to me and let's help you find the perfect spot here in Dallas, or especially here in one of my favorite cities, the city of Rockwall. Now let's talk a little bit more about the new construction out here in Rockwall. Now we are out here in the Terraces, and there are two different builders out here. We have David Weekley and Perry Homes. Now we're going to take you through David Weekley first. They have two different products. They have a 62-foot product, which is their Classic Series, and their 72-foot product, which is their Estate Series. Now their Classic Series is going to start at just over 2,400 square feet with a price point just over $500,000. And their Estate Series on their 72-foot lots are going to be starting just over $600,000 with over 2,800 square feet. Now, David Weekley out here is going to be building around 100 lots, and David Weekley and Perry Homes combined is going to be around 300 lots. You know, give or take a few. But anyway, specifically, we want to show you these David Weekley homes because what you get for the money out here with the size of the lot and the size of the home is fantastic. Now, also out here in the Terraces, the HOA fee, a little bit high. We're looking at around $1,700 for the entire year, but our tax rate out here is just over 1.56%. Now, speaking of the location of the Terraces, we are a little bit further on the northeast side of Rockwall, but it's just only around 2 miles just to get to the I-30. So if you do have to commute or you do have to get into work somewhere, getting over the freeway, not gonna be so bad. Okay, now right out there is William Street as you enter the Terraces, and not too far down you have John King Boulevard, which is gonna take you down to the I-30. So super convenient here. Now with the Ivy Glen, you're gonna have a 3-car garage. You have a separate single car garage right here, and then the 2-car garage over on the right, totally separate. So if you wanted 2 separate entrances for your garage, but you do have a nice big driveway when you enter in here for the Ivy Glen model. Let's take you in through the front door and show you what else we got. So I wanted to do a quick drive-through of the Terraces community so you can kind of get a look. I mean, I know I have drone, we have the model homes, but just to kind of give you an idea of how many houses are going to have this lake view. So they have this big lake that you can fish in. You can take your little kids out fishing when you move in here, but a lot of these homes are going to overlook that lake and as well as the community swimming pool. So just to kind of run through HOA taxes and stuff out here, the HOA is going to be $1,700 for the entire year, so around $141 per month, but your taxes are just over 1.5%. So much lower taxes out here. There's no PID, no mud, and the community is going to have around 300 homes. But our lot sizes are going to be anywhere from around 62 feet to about 100 feet. Now that's width, that's not depth, but much larger lots out here. And price points, yes, are starting in around the mid 500s, but they will go up to about $1 million. But that $1 million price point is, you're looking at over 4,800 square feet. And smallest home out here is around 2,800 square feet. So if you want more information about Perry Homes, David Weekley, inventory homes, what it's going to take to build times, they're kind of telling me around 8 to 10 months or so. So you can still get into that out here too if you're not quite ready to move here to the Dallas area. Or maybe you are in the Dallas area and you're just finally ready for that new construction house. So this is the Terraces. You want more information, always reach out or leave your comments down below. Let me know which one you like. Let me know what you're thinking and if there's anything I can do to help. With so much new construction happening out here in Rockwall, kind of wanted to go through Saddlestar Estates, mainly because we have two great builders out here. We have Coventry Homes and Highland Homes. Now the HOA fees out here in Saddlestar are just over $1,200 for the year, so around $100 a month, which honestly here in Texas is pretty good. You still get amenities, you still have a pool, and actually because it's a smaller community, you don't have to share too much of it either. But I love a Highland home, and this one, they're not even making it anymore in this neighborhood. They have one very, very similar, but prices are gonna be a little bit higher out here too. So you are looking at homes around 800,000 to about $1 million, but the smallest house is around 3,000 square feet. So not many lots left with Highland Homes, but we still have Highland and Coventry, like I said. And again, a lower tax rate, no mud, no PID. So if you are looking for something like that, you're looking for a bigger home, higher upgrades, there are so many builders out here. Just trying to feature a few of them because out of over 400 active listings here in the city of Rockwall, over half of them are new construction, or about half of them right at. So lots of opportunity to get into new construction and existing homes. Pre-owned homes actually are giving really good deals out here, but we still have some fantastic incentives with new construction from almost all of the builders. Totally depends on the week and the day and what it is that you're looking for. So reach out to me. I would love to give you more information on all of them, but I'm gonna do a quick little tour just to give you an idea of this beautiful Highland home. Single story, over 3,000 square feet, but multiple opportunities all throughout with multiple builders here in the Rockwall area. So let's get to it. going to do another quick drive-through of Saddlestar Estates. Now, a lot of the new construction that we're having over here in Rockwall, we have in more of like kind of, I guess, the northeast side. And there's a lot of different communities, different builders, but there's some fantastic builders out here in Rockwall. And this particular community, it's not completely built out, but there are a lot of new construction homes still out here. We have some great inventory homes, but really it's a little bit smaller of a community. There's only about 175 lots out here. HOA fees are around $100 a month. We still have a community pool, a small park. So you have all the amenities that you need. And the two builders in here are Highland Homes and Coventry Homes. And prices are starting at about the $700,000 range, but with incentives, with the opportunities to get in here and the size of a home, you're getting all of these amenities, you're getting a lower tax rate, and you get a lot of options. So this is Saddlestar, like I said, Quail Hollow's across the street, but again, some really fantastic builders. And these builders out here and what you're getting for the 700-800, yes, Highland Homes does have one. It's over 4,000 square feet. It's around $1 million. So we do have some higher prices, but as you can see, the green space out here, and with Highland Homes, you get these high-pitched roofs, a lot of upgrades that are standard that you don't get from other builders. So if you want more for your money, I would highly encourage you to start checking out Rockwall, totally depending on your commute as well. Because a 9 to 5, this would probably, 9 to 5 down to Dallas or even over to Frisco, this probably wouldn't be my first choice. But for what you get price-wise, you get a lot more for your money out here. And the great builders, because these builders out here are, you're looking at minimum probably well over $1 million, 1.5 to get the same house over in Frisco, Prosper, for example. So if you have any questions, reach out, leave your comments down below. If you've never been to Rockwall and you want more information, feel free to reach out and let me know, or leave it in the comments, because I always love hearing that too. So let's kind of take you down and give you a little bit more of an idea of, as you can see, all these communities and things that we're driving through here. There's a lot of, this is where a lot of new construction communities are going. And they're not huge, massive communities out here. They are a little bit more on the smaller boutique side, as we like to call it. But under 200 homes over there in Saddlestar, as well as a lot of these smaller communities down along here. So if you don't need a big, giant master plan community where you're paying for all the amenities, or maybe that's what you want. You want all the amenities, you have a big family, you love being outdoors, you love being part of the community, that's another really great option too. So let me know in the comments. But this street right here, taking us down to a little bit further south, we could certainly take this down to the I-30 if we need to hop on the freeway. This is 2 lanes. If you're going to get over a little bit further to the west side, and if you're going to go down 205, then that is going to be a little bit more of a 2-lane road and a little bit more of a headache. So getting around the city of Rockwall isn't all super convenient, I feel like, but roads are coming. It's getting a little bit better, and certainly over here where all the new construction is, we're getting a little bit more, a little bit wider roads, so that maybe your commute isn't going to be. So maybe your commute isn't going to be quite so bad to get down to the highways. So another part that I love about Rockwall is kind of driving through these particular areas. See, as you can see right here, all these 2-lane roads through town. You're going to get a lot of that over here in Rockwall, with our rolling hills and lots of trees and all the green space, until, of course, at some point all of this is built out. But right now, even though there's a lot of new construction, a lot of great master plan communities, a lot of great areas to live in here in Rockwall. Now this little main street downtown district of Rockwall has really kind of been around since around 2009, but a lot of these places have been around for a very long time. It's just one of those, we'll call it the little quintessential historic districts. As you can see, cute little boutiques and restaurants and a lot of things happening in this little square. If they're going to have a farmer's market that goes about from May to September, I believe. So apparently when it's too cold out, people here in Rockwall don't want to come out to the farmer's market. But this whole little additional Old Town Rockwall section does have houses that date back to the 1800s. So very historic, obviously. I know when people are overseas and think of 1800s being historic, I know it's kind of funny. But the little courthouse right here in the middle, and there's a lot of activities and community events that happen right down here, especially during the holidays. All of the cute festivals and things are going to take place right here in this little historic area. And it's just a cute area where you can live there, you can work there, and people who just really love the whole atmosphere of being part of the downtown Rockwall community. So definitely one of the places that we have loved to check out. We've come out here a couple different times to check out the different restaurants and live music and stuff that they have that goes on down here. And it's great. So certainly somewhere to check out, even if you don't end up wanting to move to Rockwall, but lots going on, lots of activities, and just really definitely gives you more of that small town vibe, atmosphere that a lot of people love here in the city of Rockwall. So now I want to give you a little bit of a dose of the commute times and construction and traffic that you're going to get here in Rockwall. Now, this is all along the I-30 that heads across the lake into Dallas, and also that will take you further east to the cities of Fate and Royce City. Now, there are a ton of hotels, a ton of restaurants, fast food, and everything right here along the I-30. And there's actually a lot more to come. So IKEA is set to open in the beginning of 2026. We have an HEB that is set to open in around September of 2025. And some great restaurant groups are bringing more and more opportunities and things here in the city of Rockwall. Now, if you are looking for any sort of fast food restaurant, they're going to have it. They also have Costco not too far off the I-30. So essentially everything is going to be right here off of the freeway. And then depending on where you need to go to actually live. Now, as we kind of talked about before, the city of Rockwall is around just over 22 square miles, and it has a population currently of over 56,000 people. It's growing at just over 3% per year, which is pretty big growth. And you're talking about the type of opportunities for new construction and pre-owned homes. We've kind of touched on that. With over 400 current listings on the market and around half of them being new construction, lots and lots is still going to be happening. But just kind of giving you an idea of what the construction looks like, the freeway situation, commute times, plenty of car dealerships here along the freeway. So anything you want, for the most part, is going to be right here along I-30. Now, you can go over further north here in Rockwall and take 66 across over to Garland and Rowlett, for example. So depending on what you need here in Rockwall, it is going to all be along this freeway. Now, but let's be real. So why are people wanting to move out here to Rockwall? Well, everyone is trying to get out of that big, crazy, big city chaos. So if you can just live here in Rockwall, and not have to commute down this crazy construction, might not be too bad. So if you love these lakefront sunsets, pretty cloudy today, so you're not really going to see the view that is something that everybody loves out here. But you like the boat life, certainly definitely going to be the place that you're going to get an abundance of out here. Now, if you want to get out and just float on your giant floating unicorn, well, you can do that out here at Lake Ray Hubbard as well. Paddleboarding, swimming, you can do it all out here. Some of the top reasons that people are looking to move here to Rockwall are going to be just the overall vibe of the city. Lots of things to do, lots of activities and events, lots of opportunities. Definitely a reason why people are flocking here to Rockwall. It's one of those cities where it's not really too big, it's not really too small, yet it's still growing and still lots of opportunities. So, you know, kind of in those little magical fairy tale worlds where back in the days of you reading your little books to your children, you know how Goldilocks used to say, is it too big, is it too small? Well, it's actually just right. And a lot of people here kind of feel that it's just right, except for the construction. So if you don't have to drive along I-30 all the time, not too bad. But when you're kind of thinking of, let's see, what is the vibe here in Rockwall? Again, plenty of restaurants, plenty of, let's see, we have our Steak and Shake. There's IHOP, there's Waffle House. Oh, Velvet Tacos right down the street. We do have Torchy's Tacos out here too. Plenty of burger joints. We have In-N-Out right here off of the freeway. We have Chick-fil-A. So think of your little DoorDash employees. Maybe if you need an extra side hustle, you're going to definitely keep those DoorDash people employed because you can get anything you need right here. But it still is going to give you that small town charm where you're really going to be able to wave to your neighbors when you're driving through some of these neighborhoods, and just that close-knit community of being in an area like Rockwall. Now, of course, the schools, Rockwall ISD, pretty big deal. They get really high ratings. Go check that out, niche.com. We're going to link all that information if you really want to get more information about schools. But here in Rockwall ISD, you never know. Just kind of like in a lot of the other areas around town, are we going to be cheering for the Yellow Jackets? Are we going to be cheering for the Hawks? Well, at the end of the day, kind of like where we live, rival high schools, you're still going to have kids with friends in both, and you're going to be out supporting both of them. So does it get better than that? Probably not. Now, as for homes, see, this is what I kind of wanted to show you. Get up here and show you the traffic, everybody coming here into Rockwall. And yet we're going to take you over across the bridge to the little downtown harbor area and give you a little bit more of a look of what that is like. But other than getting out and getting some fast food here in Rockwall, what is there to do? Well, we have the harbor, so plenty of restaurants if you want to eat down along the lake. You have that. We have apartment living, we have hotels down here too, but you're going to get a lot of that boat life down here in the harbor. You can drive your boat up and dock and eat lunch for the day, spend a day out on the lake, and yet just kind of stop and grab a quick bite, lunch, dinner. You can do that out here in the harbor, and it's right along the I-30. Downtown Rockwall, you're going to have plenty of things to do out there. All the annual events and holiday events are going to happen more in like that little downtown historic square. It is a Thursday night, school's getting out, lots of things going on out here. You're going to have concerts out by the lake, which is just super fun. If you can eat and sit out and enjoy a concert out at the lake, just kind of like my ideal thing to do, because just avoiding all the craziness of when you have kids running around going to different events at school, or maybe you just need to blow off steam because you've had a long, busy week at work. Well, come and enjoy some music and dinner by the lake. So living here in Rockwall, Texas, it definitely has that charm, it has the community, and it has just enough water to make you feel like you are on vacation 24/7. So whether you're looking to buy your first home, you want a great deal, you want new construction for a really great price with some really great incentives, lots of options for new construction and pre-owned out here. or whether you're just looking to move somewhere and escape the craziness of the big city life of living in closer to downtown or some of these other bigger cities here in the Metroplex, Rockwall certainly might be the best place for you. So if you want more information about Rockwall, about where to live and the type of opportunities that are out here, as always, reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let me help you find your dream home here in the gorgeous, fun, beautiful city of Rockwall, Texas. And until next time, take care.